Hello, Boston FIG judges. My name is Jason Riddell, and I am the creator of Breach the Worldwound, and I am so excited to share this game with you. It's been on my to-do list for a while to create a game, a party building game, like the kind you'd experience in a JRPG or in a mobile game like Galaxy of Heroes, where really the synergy between characters and the skills that you choose and things like that takes center stage in the game. I really wanted to make a game where players would keep coming back to try new characters, to try new heroes and combinations of heroes, to try new synergies, to uncover new strategies or build upon the strategies in the game. And I really wanted to make a co-op where all players would look at the board and value every asset card differently. That's something that on the table would really be strong in my party, may not be that strong in the player to my left or right's party, and vice versa. That we each feel unique and we each feel like we're providing something different. And so far, from the play tests we've done, that's really coming through, and that's really exciting. So I cannot wait to show this game to each of you. I hope you really like it, and I think this would make a fantastic addition to this year's Boston FIG. So without further ado, allow me to introduce Breach the Worldwound.
Breach, the Worldwound, is a cooperative fantasy board game taking approximately 90 minutes for 2 to 4 players. Breach is set in a world still recovering from a devastating magical war 50 years prior. Runic abuses by the warring nations have wounded the planet as magical energies drill into the core and twist nature around them, causing the breaches. Out of these breaches pour monsters, and it's up to the players to stem the tide and heal the land. Breach is played on hexagonal tiles, with the Worldwound in the center and the 6 breaches along the outside. 12 location tiles are distributed randomly in between, aligned to one of the 4 factions: the Elysian City-States, the Zin Empire, the Wastelanders, or the Returners. On each location rests that location's deck of cards, which serves both as options for players to recruit and the health of the location. After each player round, monsters will deal their siege damage to the current location. If the deck runs out, that location is destroyed. If 3 locations are destroyed before the Worldwound is healed, then the players lose. At its heart, Breach is a party building game. Evoking the feeling of a Final Fantasy or Suikoden, players will choose a faction and starting hero and set out into the world to recruit other heroes to their cause. Synergy between heroes is essential to building the power of your party. Let's look at Vincent Tarth, an Elysian hero. He gets 1 sword and 1 bow as his primary stats. But if you recruit Alyssa Bennett, you will not only get her 1 magic and 1 shield, but you will trigger both of their ability texts, adding 1 magic from Vincent's power and 1 shield from Alyssa's. That's 6 skill stats between just 2 characters. Not all synergy is between heroes. Some heroes will benefit from rune or equipment cards, while others will provide an advantage in certain aspects of the game. Each starting hero will suggest a slightly different strategy, ensuring that all players value assets differently. This helps to make the game incredibly addictive and replayable. Of course, while you're trying to recruit heroes, monsters are spawning from the breaches, endangering your world. Defeating a monster is simple. You need to match or exceed each skill requirement to defeat that monster, and then survive its attack roll. Monsters spawn at a frightening pace, though, so be prepared to make some difficult choices between pursuing an ideal party and actually protecting your world. Fortunately, every time you defeat a monster, you will earn hope. Hope is the currency used to acquire heroes and other assets. Games of Breach are won or lost on action efficiency. The players are allotted a number of actions based on their player count. Players can move, go from one hex to another. They may fight, engage the enemy on their tile, and resolve a battle. If they win, that enemy is discarded and they gain the reward. Players may recruit. They may spend hope equal to the top card of the deck and acquire it to their party. Also, players may pray, drawing 1 fate card and gaining 1 hope. However, fate cards are fickle. While some fate cards help the player, some spawn ferocious boss monsters onto the board. The final action players may choose is to close. Closing is like a battle, except there is no attack roll. If the player possesses the skills necessary to close a breach, they may do so. Breaches take a large amount of skill to close, however, so it's up to the players to plan their actions together. If players plan ahead, they can assist each other, teaming up to bring down the game's toughest bosses and breaches. Once all 6 breaches are closed, players can close the Worldwound to win the game. But that's provided, of course, there's still a world left to save.